Back dialogue with Diamond D on the bigger picture. We're about to bring a topic to the city that everybody is talking about. Trump versus minorities. How are we going to make it after these several federal government programs have been cut? We taking it to the streets. 149th. We over here by a public hospital, public services, organizations. And you know what? I get it. A lot of people don't want me to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it. Is Trump waging war on Americans that are minorities? Is it us against 1%ers, or is it us against Trump and Elon Musk? Let's ask the people. Let's see what they say. Let's see what they got going on.
Trump is sending everybody to hell. He's taking back all this money from all these federal programs like Medicaid. How you going to take Medicaid? There's handicapped people on Medicaid. He's taking back all this money. You know why, right? To pay back all those people that put him in office, like Elon Musk, and people that want to regulate the sky. How you regulating the sky and there's planes crashing that weren't crashing before? Because they want us not to see what they're doing out there. Because Elon Musk is, I don't know, I think they're aliens.
Well, how do you feel about a civil war that may take place here in New York as well as other
It
states?
won't be televised. Even though with all these cameras, the war is happening as we speak. Because, how you say, the militia, the Proud Boys, all of them are gearing up.
EMP program. You know what the EMP program is, right?
EMP.
EMP is when they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna send this big, like a big magnet that's gonna knock out every single electricity you got from your house to the storage, to the supermarkets, to the McDonald's,
Oh, they do that already.
to the hospitals.
It's called an electromagnetic pulse. And it always happens, EMP. It always happens after you set up some kind of nuclear weapon, because it's the shock waves that come after. And they're doing that already.
So do you believe that if we start a civil war, that Trump is going to come out and bring out them EPs after he declares martial law on, let's say, New York?
That's why it's very hard for us to do that, because all of us are not in it to win it. And all of us is not together. We need every minority, I hate to say it, if you're not Caucasian, you should join this fight. If you're not Caucasian, you should join this fight.
If you're not rich, if you ask me.
Well, I mean,
because he's targeting the minorities. The minorities is all different types of people.
Asians and everybody.
Against LBGQ, you name it.
But we're so divided, it's easy for them to conquer us. And we only care about ourselves.
Oh, thank you very much, and I appreciate your time.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, let's bring it out there. Let's spread.
Big girl.
Bigger on a bigger picture, baby.
Well, I think all the programs that we have here are necessary and vital for the citizens and for the community at large, because we need help, and those who are seeking services are applying because they need the services. So I'm very upset about it.
Do you feel like if he keeps going further as far as inflation, as far as cutting our federal programs, to where we can't get any educational help, as far as tap and Pell, as far as our school systems, as far as our being able to get any kind of help if you're down and out with HRA, how do you feel like we're going to make it?
I think we really need to come together and try to protest as much as possible and get the voices out there, because if we show up in numbers and we complain about, any disadvantages or any how can I say it, any shortcomings, to us, then we have a voice. But if we don't speak up, then we don't have a voice and we can't represent. And, we have to lead by example. So I like what you're doing. You putting the word out there that there is a problem. We have young people who are trying to get ahead in life,
What about no tap and Pell?
Yeah, I was going to say, well, Pell and Tap, that's what got me through.
That's what got me through too.
Yeah. So we need these assistance for educational advancement so that we can be self-sufficient. We can't be self-sufficient if we don't have opportunity to educate and advance ourselves, into career.
He's cutting a minority program as well, so you won't be able to get a loan soon if you're a minority. They had a big minority cut that's going on. For anybody that want to open a business under minority, that's being cut. How do you feel?
And there's a lot of advantages for people in minority status to open their own businesses. There are.
It used to be until last week when Trump signed. It's been signed. This is not something that should be done. It's gonna be done. It's in planning. This is happening. This has been signed off already. So how are we gonna deal with it when right now he's even cut the homeless prevention program, the federal.
Wrong person, girl. You are on time. You are, trying to get more people to speak up. Because if we get our voices out there, we have power. We are heard, and and it's not so easily that you can kind of remove benefits from us. You understand? So keep doing what you're doing. I like what you're doing. And you, young man, stay on the scene with that photography, because I did some photography myself. I ain't as good as you all, but keep the story out there.
I thank you, and I will.
And approach people, because nobody's that busy that they can't give their opinion. So approach people. Keep doing what you're doing, because you're standing up and you're making a difference.
And that's what we do in a bigger picture. We enlighten people, and we hear their word, and we let them know you have a platform here.
I think it's gonna be what they call when people there's no law. Martial law or something like that?
Oh, martial law is when they're going to bring in the police. But we're going to fight against that. And they're going to bring in the EMPs. It's going to go ahead and wipe us out. So how do you feel about us having to stand up and have a civil war against this?
Yeah, we got to do something, because Trump is just out of control. I don't understand how he became president, because obviously he's doing things with no care in the world. He makes decisions, and the way he talks to people, like he's a thug. I mean, I don't understand.
Not even that. You couldn't every program that can help a minority out.
Yeah, right.
Every program that can help a minority out.
Right.
So how from educational to our food to inflation to our schooling is all being cut. Even if you want to get a minority loan to get to have open your own business is being cut. No more organizations that if HRA wouldn't help you, you can go to a nonprofit and maybe get some charity help. That's being cut. So he's really putting us out on the street and waging war. Do you think he's waging war on the minorities? Because it's not the 1% that's going to be affected. Right now, we are heavily. How do you feel?
Yeah, I do feel he's waging his own war on us, on the minorities, and we got to do something. Obviously, we don't got to be violent, but we got to do something. We got to come together and protest and do things to see if, because protesting eventually could make some changes, but we got to do something more than protest, because it seems like things don't get done when we protest. But maybe you can help me and see what can we do, because I'm willing to do whatever it takes for the minorities. We can't let this happen. It's continue to happen. We gotta join together and fight with no violence.
Maxine Waters, representative from the White House, came out and she told us that look, you guys, it's gonna be like a civil war, because that's what Trump is pushing toward, and we can't be violent. We can't come out here and act a fool and go crazy and burn down our stores, our buildings, our post offices. We're gonna have to come together and we're gonna have to fight non-violent style. Would you be able to do that, knowing that Trump
I'll
is
definitely
really
join
wanting us
that.
to go crazy? He wants us to act up. Do you think that?
Yes, he does want us to act up, but we're gonna do it civilly, and we got to do it with control. We can't be like them. We can't be like him and his craziness in the top. What they call them? Not the Democrats. The
Republicans.
The Republicans. Yeah, they just I think the Republicans don't even like what he's doing either, because some of them be talking about him too, and that's his own people.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like you said, we got to do it civilly, and I'm willing to join you.
Well, I'm glad that he said that, because I need a lot of y'all to know that in these days coming forward in the future, it's going to be hard times. It's going to get even worse than it is now. If you think the price of eggs or any groceries that you got or wanting to get is expensive, you have not seen nothing yet. But we have to come together in a peaceful way. And we have to march, and we have to stand up. And it's going to be long days and long nights, and who else knows? Because guess what? If we act a fool, they got us planned out. They're going to want to hurt us. So here we go.
Right.
The bigger picture.
That's right. We're not gonna act a fool. We're gonna do it civilly.
We have no choice.
We got to be
Would you like to say something
professional, and I'm willing to join you and the people that fight for our rights for the minorities.
That's it. Well, if you could say anything to Trump real quick, what would you say to Trump? If you could say anything to Trump, what would you say?
I would say, why are you forgetting about the minorities? You're from New York. You're supposed to be a New Yorker, native New Yorker. Why are you forgetting about us? Like you said, you're going to take care of us, and you haven't. You're not showing, you're doing the opposite. That's what I would tell him. What's going on? You forgot about the minorities.
What would you say to Trump if you could?
If I could, I would tell Donald Trump that he should come out to the communities and visit programs. I'm actually a wellness coach. So I actually work for a nonprofit organization.
Oh, they're being cut. You know that, though.
Yes, I know.
And we need y'all.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Right,
Especially in New
definitely.
York.
A lot of the communities that suffer from mental health disorders, substance abuse, they really do need the help. So I think what Donald Trump could do is come on into the communities, visit these programs so that you can see firsthand the work that we do, the services that are provided, and how the support is really needed in these communities before you consider or continue to speak
He already
about
did it. He cut him.
cutting these funds, cutting these programs, closing programs, terminating educational facilities. It's insanity to us, but in a better, healthier way to put it for him, just come out to the community and visit these institutions and programs and facilities and see for yourself all of the support that's being provided.
Do you think that it's going to be a civil war eventually due to what's going on when you're hiking up inflation and you're taking away any program that could possibly help the minorities get a chance from our loans and getting a small business owned to our beautiful children going to school? Like, oh, I'm scared.
I'm scared as well, honestly. We are living in scary times. I don't even want to tell you I'm scared for the future. I'm scared for today. I'm scared for the present. Because we're living in this right now. Inflation is crazy. The prices are incredible. We can't afford the cost of living here, unfortunately. So obviously, yes, the times that are coming are scary, but I want to say the times that I'm living in today, right now in this moment, are scary as well.
Well, I thank you, and I hope that we're able to come together as peaceful people and march and let Trump know that, hey, look, you can't tear up New York because guess what? If you can beat New York, you can beat any other state. So I need every other state to know that if they're tearing up here where Trump is at as well, they're going to tear y'all up too because it's hitting every state. It's been done. It's federal. It's going state to state.
There's minority in every state, so I don't want,
Every state.
some states think they excluded, they're better than others. No, there's minority and diversity in every single state inside of the United States of America. So it's coming for all of us, not just New York. So yeah.
What would you tell Trump if you could?
You don't really want it. You don't.
We hit a lot of people.
Yeah, you don't really want to know, but he understands when I say that.
Say what?
F you
F you for what?
for cutting everybody's jobs down that need them. And for the schools.
Yeah.
And Social Security, cut off the taxes.
And how do you feel about, do you even think that we're going to be okay once people are here hungry, when people ain't got no money? Like, how New York is going to look? How are we going to act? How are we going to be protected? How is the police going to protect us? Like, how is this going to go down? Because they're talking about civil war. We got representatives from the House that's even talking about this at the moment.
Homeless, we already homeless. We need help now.
Yeah, but they're
So
cutting
imagine
it.
More, what's going to happen? Well, it's going to be worse.
I'm nervous Thursdays. How about you?
I'm nervous too. I mean, I was homeless once, so I know how it is. So we got to keep fighting.
Okay, like we have a lot of people here in New York, thousands of people right now that's receiving disability, that's receiving HRA, that's receiving many different federal programs. How is it going to look here in New York when we don't have any more or can't afford to send our kids to school, can't afford to feed them, and inflation can't afford to buy food? What is going to go down and how are we going to come together to stop this before it starts?
What's going to happen is what they scared is going to happen.
It's
And
happening.
what's
Everybody
happening
stopped
now,
off already, so
and it's
happening.
happening now,
Yeah.
it's just going to get worse. We are going to get worse. They rich. They're going to be fine. Well, why take away from us and not from them? So, it's just going to get worse, especially here.
So, Trump, if we can say anything to you, we can say one thing. Why us?
Why us? I would like to know why.
Yeah, why the minorities? We ain't do nothing to you.
But who's the real president, him or us?
Good question. That part right there. On the bigger picture, we're exploring, we're asking the people, we're giving them a platform, say, speak, communicate, organize and get ready because we don't know what's to come in the next upcoming years. Trump has a plan to get revenge on the United States, and it's going to hit here first. So I'm Diamond D, Dialog on a Bigger Picture, and we have a lot of people right now who's feeling the same way as a lot of us is.
We all feel the same way.
Would you like to say something, sir? Or no? He said enough.
I said enough for all of us.
Well, thank you for being brave and strong and in your uniform and speaking out.
I feel like, you know, this is a time where community is super important, and instead of like trying to go every man for themselves to this, it's definitely a time to band together and actually feel empowered and to show our power for real. And you know, they know our power, but it's time for us to like actually understand it and utilize it. So that's how I feel about it.
Any kind of prevention services of living out on the street, homeless prevention services being cut. As far as disability, as far as HRA, as far as DHS, it's been done. And once it hit New York, it's going to hit every state, as we already know, because it's federal, it's going state to state. How do you feel about that? Are you worried? They're talking about a civil war. Are you worried?
Sure, I'm worried. Yeah.
Can I get your perspective on Canberra?
Yes, I'm worried.
And why would that be?
Because we don't need a civil war. Civil war, that'd be, you know.
I mean,
No
you
good.
take away people food and their education,
Yeah.
they're going to fight.
They're going to fight for it, yeah.
But we have to fight correctly, right?
That's true.
So how do you feel being that you done seen a lot, you done been here for a lot, I can tell you up in age. How do you feel about us going through so much? We done faced pandemics, we done faced bombings, and now we might be facing a civil war.
And that is crazy. We don't need that. But if we have to do it, we got to go for it. We got to go for it.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
That's right.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
That's right.
At the end of the day, you ain't gonna keep taking from us, leaving us with nothing, Trump. Like,
That's
what would you tell Trump if you could tell him anything at this moment, right here, right now?
To help us out.
Tell him.
To help us out. Been here all our life. Everybody else is getting stuff and we ain't getting nothing. We ain't getting a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
I do care, but like I don't know what we could do about it. So like that's the real question. Like,
Well, we have Representative Waters speaking out about it. Maxine Waters, who said that it might come to a civil war, being that we're going to be out on the street, we're going to be hungry, we're not going to have a lot going on. Do you even care? Like a lot the Bronx, really not.
nah. So I feel like a lot of us, like like just as black people, we don't really deal in the politics as much as most other people would. You feel me? So we don't really feel a direct impact, whether it's negative or positive. So when people are like, oh yeah, he's doing this good or that good, like does it really affect us? And vice versa, you feel me? Like that's what I feel like a lot of people take it as, like oh, I don't care because what does it matter to me either way? That's what I feel like. That's how a lot of people take it.
100%. I believe he's 100% right in how people, look at the views on whether or not the president is going to be here for us.
Oh,
And
no.
we're going to have to move on from that, right?
Now, most of us definitely don't feel like he's for us because
He's not.
he's not for us. Like,
But do we care though? Do you care? Do you think that you shouldn't care because you don't have like your one little voice is not gonna make a difference, or is nothing that we can do as a minority?
it's not that I don't care because I know it's gonna affect. If it don't affect me directly, it's gonna affect somebody I love. You feel me? So I definitely care, but our voice is small in comparison to what we're up against. So when it's like, oh yo, like the support he gets, like it's like like I've been places where a Trump rally is going on and they flood it out. Yeah, like
Trust me, I get them all the time.
Yeah, so
on comments, I get it.
so like he got a lot of support and we don't. You understand? So if it's like I'm against Trump, who's on your side when you against Trump?
Well, what I'm not supposed to talk about, but I'm going to talk about right now, is the federal programs is being cut. Everybody in every state is going to be affected, whether you're on disability, whether you're trying to fight your rent and don't want to have to go to the welfare programs, because guess what? HRA is going to be non-existent. Homeless prevention is going to be non-existent. Disability is non-existent. I'm not supposed to talk about it, but I am.
Why you
Let me
not
let you
supposed
know,
to talk about it?
because it's a touchy topic.
Oh.
But I want to talk about this one part right here before we go ahead and let you go. Because it means a lot to me that we know here as New Yorkers that we are informed about what's going to happen in the upcoming years before Trump is out office. Right now, what that man has done is sign basically and declared war against all minorities. What he said was, if you want to get an education and you're a minority, you can. If you want to get a minority loan and start a business, you can. If you want to go ahead and you want to get some help from the government, from the federal government, you can. So how are we a minority supposed to go ahead and grow and become something?
We can't.
We gotta care at
Nah,
this
definitely.
point.
Nah,
And
definitely
and,
gotta
now we're talking civil war, because guess what? You took away our food, okay? You inflated the prices inside the supermarket, and guess what? We're hungry, we're mad, and we're soon to be fed up. What are we gonna do?
I don't know what we gonna do, but we gonna survive because that's what we do. You know what I mean?
Hopefully.
as a people, we gonna survive. I know
But what happens
that.
if
I
he
know
calls
that.
it martial law? Because he wants us to go to civil war, so he can call it martial law.
That's crazy. I don't know. Like,
You better watch the news because it's happening. How do you feel about it? Tell him whatever you want to say. Trump, stop it. Trump, whatever.
I mean, Trump's a fuck up. That's what he is. He doing bad. He dead Juneteenth. What type of shit is that?
Oh my God.
Like, where he come from with that? Like, he tried to. Yeah, he definitely did that. Martin Luther King Day. He did
Federal
that.
programs that can help any minority of any color is going now.
Like, he just trying to do.
DE. Oh my God, the DEI.
Yes, and he doing bad. That's what Trump doing. He doing bad though.
I don't go to no Target.
Doing
Like,
bad. You know
no,
what?
I don't go to no Target. I don't go to McDonald's
You
either.
know
No
what?
nothing.
Fuck
Like,
Trump.
no.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck Trump. I'm sorry.
But what y'all going to do when it's time to stand up to Trump? Because it's about to be that time.
Oh, we about to get down. That's what we're gonna do though.
waiting.
You didn't see the shit that just happened just recently?
14th Street?
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. With the
shit,
march?
Where's
no.
this gonna be
Oh, this is the Bigga Picture, BIGGAPIC on YouTube.
On
The-
Atlanta. You didn't see what happened in Atlanta?
About
When
what?
he tried to come over there, and then they had the KKK, all them people pull up. You seen that shit? Yeah, listen.
And then they ain't do
We
nothing
listen,
about it.
Trump, we outside though, nigga. Try us. We outside. We not the motherfuckers from the 1800s and all that other shit. Try us, nigga. We got you though.
No, of course I care, yeah, but it just don't seem like everyone else does, you know? Yeah.
Are you nervous about what might happen, or you think nothing is going to happen or it's going to get better when we dismantle the government and take apart disability and cut any federal programs that can possibly help our minorities? Do
No.
you think that's a good thing or bad thing?
No, it's a pretty bad thing, yeah. We actually need those things. You shouldn't be taking them away, honestly, yeah.
They've been signed away as of last week. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah. Trump has cut out federal funding. Several programs going, including homeless prevention services, school funding, anything that can better help the minorities is gone. Minority loans, when we was getting that, to open up, is gone.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but something has to be done about it, yeah.
So is it good what Trump is doing? Is good, kind of?
No,
But
I
we
don't-
don't see it?
I don't think we see it, but it's definitely not a good thing, though.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
You know, to a lot of people, man, it's just we struggling as it is, and they want to do all this other extra stuff that's not benefiting. It's not benefiting. It's just tearing down the community.
How do you feel about them talking about a civil war that may come because of us being treated so poorly by the president and Elon Musk?
I feel like, you know, by him even having any type of decision making in Congress, Elon Musk is like insane. Because at the end of the day, it's like his opinion is not worth anything. And it's not helping us. It's just not doing anything to fix the problems that we had and the issues that we keep on having as far as like immigration and all of this is concerned. Okay, what about all the people that's out here that's homeless? What about
Oh, he cut that. He cut the program from homeless prevention services. Been cut as of last week. He signed for that. So obviously he's not really caring.
No, he's not. And you know, I didn't vote for him, so. But at the end of the day, I just wish that things just get better some type of way. I don't know, maybe it has to be some type of different type of Congress person or something that come into
What do you do? What do you think as a people we can do to combat Trump trying to break apart everything that might help a minority out, as far as our loans, our minority loans, our schooling, even our hospitals? Like the federal programs cover everything. The coalition is really big here in New York. We have the most funding for our federal programs than any other state.
Yeah, we do.
And when you cut our programs, you're touching New York right there at the ribs. Like you're cutting us at the ribs.
Yeah, and that's another thing could be like a very. it's a touchy topic, but
It's a scary topic.
yeah, it is, but it has to be addressed some type of way, and we have to make some type of difference as a community as well too, and we have to step up to the plate. And if it takes us having to take a stand against some of these things and come together as one to make a way to make this possible, we might have to do that and not be afraid, like you said.
I think you're totally right. We had House Representative Maxine Waters speaking out, telling us, yes, it's going to get bad. Yes, we're going to be on the street. Yes, we're going to be hungry. Trump is trying to push us to a civil war. Don't get violent. Don't get crazy, because he want to implicate a lot of martial law and things like that. Are you nervous about what's going to be done before he's even out of office? That's what I'm worried about. How bad it's going to get while Trump is in office.
Like, we haven't seen nothing but the beginning right now, but
Unfortunately.
I figured, like, I'm hoping and praying to God that things get better before worser. But the way that I'm seeing things as being now and how worse it's getting now, it might just get more and more worse. And I feel more worse. I feel more bad for the kids that have to go and deal with these type of struggles and situations. And that's what touches my heart the most is the kids, And I just hope something does get better.
Well, it's very true. I mean, things are in a very bad state right now, and it's a lot of uncertainty. Nobody really knows what's gonna come of all of this, but it basically points to it not being good.
Do you have high hopes? Did you have high hope for Trump coming in and doing something powerful?
Not at all. I was extremely disappointed that this country decided to vote against its own interest, as they usually do. But I mean, unfortunately, I wasn't surprised.
How far do you think we need to take it before we stand up and say, stop, get him out of office?
Well, to be honest, I think when it affects the people of the global minority, that's when things will actually change. Because when they hurt, that's when they realize that it's a real problem. When we hurt, it's like, well, they don't deserve anything anyway, so, they don't care. But once it comes to their own backyard, then it's a different story.
Absolutely, because guess what? We're all going to be affected by this, the rich and the poor, because when you have poor people out that's hungry, can't eat, and ain't got no shelter, we're attacking anything and everything. And unfortunately, they want us to do that. That's what I think Trump wants, for us to get crazy so he can implement martial law and anything after that to eliminate the minority population.
But the thing is, a lot of these programs that he's seeking to cut
Are bad?
are programs that he equates them with minorities or illegal immigrants or people who don't deserve, whoever they may be.
So he's a racist.
But the reality is that a lot of these programs benefit people that aren't those things.
That is so true.
They benefit veterans. They benefit disabled people.
But that's all minorities.
But those are the things that, black and brown people. That's what people are thinking. Those programs only benefit black and brown people.
Say it,
So in their head, well, they don't deserve that because, we don't work for it. We don't deserve it. But the reality is a lot of these programs benefit people,
a wide variety
a
of
wide variety of
Yeah,
people.
it's
White
not
women are the biggest benefactors of affirmative action.
look at
So, there you go.
Well, I thank you
like I
so
said,
much.
Once it comes to their own backyard, that's when.
Well, you know what? Right now, we walking in the front lines of their street, but in a minute, we going to be in back of y'all talking about let us in, little piggy, because we hungry, we thirsty, we ain't got no place to stay. And that's when we all going to be affected. Veterans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Indians, LGBTQ, we all going to be laying down on these streets together.
A lot of these people in poverty don't look like us. They look like, the people who voted for Trump. But the reality of this country, the bottom line is that they will vote against their own interest if it means that you and I won't get the same thing, that the people who don't deserve it won't get it. Like, I will go hungry and do without what I need because I know that if I get it, that means you get it too.
Oh.
So, and that is the bottom line. That is the
crabs in a barrel.
The thought of this country.
Geology, yep.
That is the mindset of this country. If we don't think in a community mindset, at least not, the majority. They don't think in a community mindset. They think about what benefits me and everybody else who doesn't get what they need. It's their fault. So the people who don't deserve, but once they realize that, okay, also the people who don't deserve and the people who do deserve, as in themselves, because they feel they deserve it, but once they realize that they're not getting it either, then when they feel that pain, then they'll realize, oh, wait a second, maybe this was a mistake.
And right now, I think that's becoming a little too late for that, for the people that voted for Trump and thought that he had their best interests at heart. When reality is, if you wasn't a 1%,
they will sooner align themselves with a rich white person than they will align themselves with their neighbors and coworkers who are in the same boat that they're in.
We got to stop that, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be forced to stop that eventually.
We fight for things that benefit everybody.
Yeah.
You know, black and brown people have always fought for things that benefit everybody.
That is so
they fight
true.
for things that benefit themselves
That
and
is-
exclude others. So that's where we're at.
How do you feel about Trump cutting our programs here and everywhere throughout the United States? Trump cutting our federal programs?
Federal programs?
As well as cutting our equal rights to get a job. And discrimination as well to get a job. I'm sorry, I don't want to bombard you. If you don't want to speak on it, I got it. Do you care? Do you know to care?
I care, but I can't. I don't control. The government controls everything.
They do.
We don't control nothing.
So it's like, what can we do, right?
What can we do?
But just let them do. But if we think like that, that's what happened to the slaves. Then they thought it was nothing they can do till they did something about it.
God is coming. God is coming.
Amen.
Jesus is coming. The first should be last. The first should be last, and the last should be first.
Yes, the last would be first and the first would be last, as it said in the Bible. But do you think we need to stand up, or do you think that we just need to not care? Oh, they jumped on you. Do you think that the people should actually start getting and at least becoming knowledgeable about what's going on in politics, being that we're going to be so affected in the next coming years, in the upcoming years?
I don't know nothing about this.
Oh, that's okay.
But
But you know what? This is good while we talk to people. This is good. This is why we out here. You understand? Yeah, we give y'all a platform, but we also open the minds to make you think about topics that you wouldn't normally think about, but you're affected by day to day. Let me let y'all know something right now on some real shit. Like, I'm not a professional. I'm not on NBC. I'm not on CNN. I'm not on none of them. I'm learning as I go along. But one thing I am, as a New Yorker, a human being, a minority, somebody that cares about their people and what's to come affecting our people. Today we spoke about Trump. Do the community care or do the community not care? Are we really going to be affected, and what is that going to look like coming forward in the upcoming future? So I would like everybody to just take a moment and think, okay? I know a lot of people is like, oh, you voted for Trump, you didn't vote for Trump, you're bad, you're good. It don't matter. At the end of the day, if we don't come together and get informed, because that's what the bigger picture is about. Inform yourself about what's going on. Don't take my word. Don't take the people's word that I ask on the street. Go and do your own math on what's to come. Because I'm just a human being at the end of the day. I can make wrong and right observations. It's my opinion. It's their opinion. But there's a bigger picture. Pay attention. Dialogue with Diamond D. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all day, every day.